Oh, it's starting.
I'm so loud. This is to make
PSISTORM Gaming.
just in case you go to sleep in the break.
I actually think they turned down the sound.
Game 2.
It was way louder last time. Let's go. Okay. Did you also get a snack or something, Wardy?
Yeah. Bag of crisps.
Nice. I was gonna say, even if you didn't, that's okay, because this series is a snack by itself. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to MaxPax versus DRG, an entertaining best of two here in the World Team League. I'm joined by none other than Wardy, and we'll be looking at Tropical Sacrifice as our first map. Wardy, what do you think so far?
I think it's a great day for a match of this caliber to come out on the table. Match 2 of the series. PSISTORM, NV, Titans in the World Team League scene. And,
Titans.
This one could sway all the momentum to one side or the other.
Yeah, and if we're looking historically between MaxPax and DRG, what do you think, Wardy, between these two players? Who has won the most?
MaxPax 3-1.
Actually?
I have no idea.
Oh, yeah, me neither. I was hoping that you knew.
Oh, yeah, you wanted me
do you
to
want me
look?
to do it?
No, I've already
do
got
it.
it open on my other screen.
Okay, go for it. I'm really curious. Because in my mind, MaxPax would destroy DRG, but DRG is one of these players that sometimes just wins as well versus foreigners, you know?
DRG 3287.
3287.
They played 4 times in 21 and once in 2020.
Who won the last one?
MaxPax.
Okay, yeah. I always go by the most recent result. That's the one that's the only one that
That
counts.
one, then that one was a MaxPax 3-1 DRG, so I like that one too. 'Cause that
Yeah.
means I'm right. Nice.
Yeah. I think MaxPax actually gonna win this as well. MaxPax is very powerful. I felt like that MaxPax liked playing the Void Ray style a lot when that was popular, but I feel like he's better with all these kind of diverse build orders that we have right now. You know, your Twilight openers are quite good, your Stargate openers are quite good. I would love to see how he's going to perform over here. Don't forget that MaxPax, I think, is one of the highest rated Protoss players when it comes to PvZ. I'm not sure how high he is, but he's probably top 3, right? It's like a rating of 3100, so should be pretty far up there.
I will find that out as well.
God, Wardy, you're such a stats man. It's crazy.
It's what you can do when you have a second monitor.
Yeah. And also a degree in engineering.
A degree in engineering.
Yeah.
It's not what I have, but I'll take it.
What do you have, Wardy?
Degree in physics. A master's degree in physics.
Master's degree in physics. I
Yeah,
started by calling out that you had a master's degree in mathematics, and then you told me it's physics, and then I was like, engineering. It is.
It's like, oh, it's not just math, it's like maths and stuff. Engineering, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Very nice.
Turns out, so MaxPax is rank 2 in PvZ.
Yeah, and then the first obviously would be Hero.
Yep. You want to guess rank 3?
Yeah, I like that. No, I'm not interested. We only care about the rank 1 and the rank 2. The finalist and the runner-up.
Yep.
Everyone else is just so much worse. This is a nice little move here out of MaxPax. DRG is going to lose this Overlord, so we should already pre-produce another OV most likely. Otherwise going to get supply blocked. That hatchery won't finish in time. It's not doing that. This was honestly fairly obvious that this was going to happen. I'm disappointed that DRG didn't realize this.
Yeah.
It's going to be supply blocked for 14 seconds now. Yeah, it's a little bit dumb. It's just a bit silly. I mean, if there's only one reason why Protoss would go Adept Stalker, and that's to kill that Overlord. It delays your it delays a lot of stuff, honestly. It can delay your Oracle by a bit, depending on how much gas mining you had and how fast you were on building that Stargate initially. Like, it's just not great. It really is just not great for TOS. So if there's a Stalker, there's usually a reason for it. And that reason very often involves trying to kill an Overlord. It's going to be quick Evo Chamber, though, out of our Zerg player, who's also known as the Busan Zerg, because he's from Busan.
He's from Busan. Yeah. I remember that one. I can't remember when. I remember when someone explained that one to me, and they're like, "He's the Busan Zerg." I was like, "Why?" He's like, "He's from Busan." I'm like, "Oh,
They're
cool."
not very good with the nicknames.
Yeah, I was like, I was just expecting there to be more of a reason or more of a story.
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
You know, that could be a really lame set of nicknames if we just call everyone by where they're from.
Yeah, it's not very good. I have to admit, it's not very good.
It was a poor effort.
Busan Zerg. Anyway, we have a Twilight Council as a follow-up after a triple Oracle play here. So the Oracles ideally deal a little bit of damage. If they don't, that would be frustrating because there's a heavy investment into those Oracles. Oracle in the main gets deflected. Oracles near the natural get deflected. So yeah, good start here for DRG.
Adepts get in there. They grab a drone and those few lings. Looking to try and wrap around and get these Adepts. As 5 drones are going down. Oh my god, and the Adepts taking a couple extra lings with them. The Oracles over here is where they were able to find drones. So DRG taking a beating early on.
Yeah, losing workers when you're opening up with a fast evo chamber is always a bit more painful because it cuts in your eco a bit. Like the build is very tight. Can't really afford to lose this type of stuff often. And it's going to end up delaying your forward base a little bit. It's going to, well, end up delaying everything, obviously. But with fast +1, it's a little bit more painful for the Zerg players often. Good creep spread, though. It's only single lane creep spread, but it looks somewhat impressive through the middle of the map. You see that?
Yeah. And now you can branch off in 2 directions if you get an extra tumor there. Then you can envelop the Protoss side. If you ever get the chance, because now MaxPax is on his way with some Stalkers, and he's going to maintain a lot of map control from here on out. And that's definitely going to become an upcoming problem here for DRG, no doubt. Stasis Ward, Stalkers coming up. Gonna start fighting these Queens. The first one will go down. The Oracles will stand here and support these Stalkers just a little bit. And this is where the Stalkers do pretty well, but the Lings counterattack and we'll find a couple, so that's nice. That is going to slow MaxPax down a bit.
It's a dead Nexus, Wardy.
Dead Nexus, yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't look that way. The one Oracle shows up though.
Ooh.
Save
Alive Nexus?
Alive
the
Nexus.
Nexus is like StarCraft too.
God.
It does things you didn't think were possible. And
Declared dead by the community and still alive. Only to die after.
Ooh, Recall is risky here. It's not going to save it. It's going to expose some of these Stalkers as well. They don't have anywhere to... Oh, actually, maybe the Lings are the ones that are exposed.
Yeah. Okay, that was kind of fun. Get a few Lings out of it at least, right? So you're making something of that Nexus rather than just letting it die. I don't hate that.
Yeah. Was it fun, though, for MaxPax? I don't think he's going to think back of that memory of losing the Nexus fondly. The Recall part was fun, but the part before that wasn't all that great. And losing the Nexus also wasn't brilliant. And this is one of the issues right now, is that +2 is similarly timed as +1 for MaxPax. Oh my god, he pushes through!
No.
Stalker, move aside, my friend!
Lings! What?
This is unbelievable.
These Lings have been in the gym, man. They're just pushing things they shouldn't be able to. As 4 probes go down, we're going to hit the other base. That one defended. MaxPax is going to handle this decently, but he loses a couple Stalkers in this mineral line. He's obviously lost 5 probes, and now a full scout as well. Oh my goodness.
He jumped over those Lings, kind of making space. That was a very unfortunate timing. Yeah, that Stalker would not stand a chance in like in an amusement park line, you know, because there's always idiots trying to push past you. Yeah. You need to stand your ground, and this Stalker, trust me, he'd be waiting for that roller coaster ride his entire life because he's not getting on that ride. Poor guy. Yeah, that was actually kind of painful once again. MaxPax, yeah, he's dropping the ball a little bit here. As the moment Zerg gets a +2 upgrade, Banelings become extremely powerful. They have a lot of potential here. And also there's the possibility of Hive coming in. Adrenal Glands, of course, is a massive upgrade for Lings when it comes to damage output, especially against low gas count. Hive is impactful as well when it comes to playing against higher gas counts, but Adrenal Glands specifically against low gas count, that is a life-changing upgrade on those Lings. They'll be capable of trading well with any unit that isn't an Archon or a Storm, and with low gas counts, there's just not going to be any Archons or any Storms.
Yeah, this is gonna be kind of rough for a while. Lings and Roach is just gonna come storming through, and that's going to push the Stalkers back for a second. Lings again looking to kind of wrap around or counterattack. Just DRG being very active in this game. He's always looking for those opportunities. He's on top of this run by immediately, so his Zealots will go nowhere. DRG is playing a pretty solid game, man.
Oh, he really is. Really, really is. Baneling Speed's about to finish up as well. MaxPax, I don't want to say he's falling apart, but he's not in a good spot right now. 5th base is on the way. Creep has been denied a decent amount as well. As long as he keeps his worker count high, continues upgrading, it's actually going to be okay. And he's keeping DRG busy. His Stalker count is massive, which helps in keeping his opponent busy. DRG is opting for an attack right now. that could go very well. It could also give MaxPax an opportunity to gather back some map control.
Yeah, these Oracles getting to fight for free during all of this as the Ling Vein is really brute forcing its way up this ramp, only to end up running away now.
Yeah.
DRG deciding that this wasn't enough, and that was not as great of a situation as now he's got Zealots in a mineral line too, so he has to go deal with those, which he will, but yeah, losing a lot there, and MaxPax adding more and more Oracles against this kind of Roach Ling Bait style. There's just nothing to deal with Oracles when, you know, DRG gets aggressive, so you get a lot of free damage out of them. Now DRG is losing some Overlords too, just little things still adding up against him.
Yeah, that wasn't great. 6 base on the way right now for MaxPax, continuing to add some workers in every now and again as well, up to 88. And don't forget that DRG, yeah, we're seeing it right now on the screen, is being outmined by MaxPax. It's painful, of course. Adrenal Glands is going to have a very big impact when it comes to these fights with Ling Bane. But if you think of how Zerg... Oh, hold that thought. We have a bit of an engagement here. I don't think DRG should chase, yeah. If we think of how Zerg functions in these fights, I much rather have DRG max out and then attack, rather than doing these non-maxed out fights.
Yeah.
You need an objective if you're playing against a gateway-style army, and that objective often is killing a Nexus or trying to kill pros, because you can never really kill the army, because the army can blink away and the Oracles are in the sky. So you're running with a maxed army, you take out a base while doing a run-by to another base as well, and that tends to be the main plan. DRG went up a ramp with a non-maxed army without Adrenal Glands, and he took a very poor fight. Now he's kind of in a weird position where his army is still quite powerful, but he didn't have the eco to immediately remax. He needs to deal some damage within the next minute, maybe even the next 45 seconds. He's gonna get a couple of workers here. Ooh, more Banelings coming in. Poor control on these probes out of MaxPax. But Banes aren't exploding.
Both players were like, we don't want anything to happen here. 10 probes finally going down, the super battery dies. These Lings will die as they attack into this choke. The Balin will go off and not really do much. Oracles across the map are going to find themselves a couple of Queens and then that Spore Crawl and maybe just this entire mineral line. We will lose one Oracle already.
No.
As that's going to be interesting.
That's a big mistake, because the Oracles are the only thing that's keeping you safe, right? Now this right side base, not just this 6th base, but also perhaps the 5th is going to be in potential trouble. There's no energy whatsoever on these Oracles. Killing 10 workers is really good, but if DRG manages to set up another attack with 10, 15, 20 Banelings and goes for that base, these Oracles are way too low on energy. Luckily, DRG didn't quite realize what's going on and didn't immediately continue building Banes and pushing in. And I think that's kind of lucky there for MaxPax.
Yeah, that could have been really bad from you, right? Without those Oracles. The army's that much weaker. Zealots run into what is a Ling defense here, though they will still find a Queen. DRG again just doesn't want to run in there just yet. Just give it a little bit of time. You do not need to be rushing into those situations. Unless, like you say, once you're maxed out, it's a lot more comfortable. It's going to go forward again here. I don't see what he's achieving when he fights the Stalkers like this, right? Like, there's no target for him. The Stalkers just run back, they trade well, the Oracles get free damage. Maybe a distraction for the Lings on the left side, they get a few probes, but even that's not going to be great for the amount of Lings that are about to die. I don't like that at all, DRG.
Yeah, DRG is struggling to get anything done in this game. And don't forget, when the Oracle count is growing, eventually Zerg needs to get something against the Oracles, whether that's Hydras or, well, just Hydras or maybe some parasitic bombs or something. Like, you need something that can fight Oracles. You can't just decide to never go off creep again. Right now the Oracle energy is relatively low. The creep also is disappearing. I think MaxPax can still be a little bit more patient with this type of attack and just make sure that his 6th base gets set up. Could also try and kill, I guess.
Yep, just going to move forward. The Oracles are so low on energy, they will activate and do what they can, but there's a few of them that didn't even get to activate there. The Zealots will get to the front, the Baneling count's pretty low, and this is definitely problematic for DRG. If these Banes don't get rid of the Zealots, the Stalkers can just sit there and deal damage for free. Fortunately, the Zealots did go down. Even then, MaxPax just has so many Stalkers sat here. DRG's got a counterattack on the left-hand side, but, you know, while that goes on, MaxPax is just reinforcing this position and absolutely starting to tear this apart. And it's just a few roaches. They're being slowed down so much by so little. They're just getting so little done, right? 8 probes doesn't really matter as MaxPax has way too much army on this side of the map and he's just not going to stop attacking.
Yeah, he really isn't. Nice. Very solidly outplayed here by MaxPax in the end. Felt like his opener didn't really go his way whatsoever. Losing that 4th base, but then that one attack by DRG up the ramp was just a massive, massive error that really
Yeah.
kind of turned the game around in my mind. It felt like until that point, if DRG just waits till max right there, gets like 25, 30 banelings. The Oracle count was at 3 at that point. It wasn't like there was 7 Oracles out
Yep.
already, right? I think DRG was in a fantastic position, and after that it felt like he was hanging in there, and he was dealing some damage right and left. I think we were lacking some baneling run-bys towards mineral lines. I think we went off-creep chasing stalkers a little bit too often as well, while there was Oracles around, and MaxPax. He took advantage of all of that and now takes game number 1.
GG's MaxPax gonna put this series back in the hands of PSISTORM for the moment. We'll see if he can follow up with the second win though and stay alive, and I think into here. Let's go into game number 2 of MaxPax DRG then. Pick this one off to the bottom right hand side. The blue Protoss player from PSISTORM Gaming has got this 1 map lead. It is MaxPax.
The top left, the man from Busan. His name is DRG, and he's also known as the Busan Zerg.
I thought you were giggling at the little rhyme, but then nope, you're just ready to use the Busan Zerg again. Brilliant.
Never fails to make me happy. Wait, no shot.
Well, on
See,
saying it,
17 hatching? God. I can't believe he's 17 hatching voluntarily. That's, it's just worse than 16 hatch, right?
I don't actually know.
Yeah, I can now. I told you. It's actually just, there's no
Well,
no advantages. There's probably gonna be like some minor advantage. You know who'd be able to tell us all about this? Lambo. Lambo really hates when people do this type of stuff. He gets legitimately upset as well.
brings out
He was
the
17 hatch. His entire day can get ruined if a Zerg wins after playing 17 hatch. It's even worse because I think Ragnarok plays like extractor trick a bunch as well. And this triggers everything. Oh my god! You show Lambo a replay. This is a good strategy if you play Lambo in a tournament. You should show him replays of Ragnarok before, and he'll actually be fuming without even having played the game yet. Like insta tilt.
Insta tilt. How to beat Lambo.
Yeah.
Just show him a dumb replay first.
Yeah.
What do you think about Cosmic as a map?
Excuse me?
What do you think about Cosmic Sapphire as a map?
Oh, it's a map. That's fine. Like it's I don't know actually what I think about it. I think it provides fun games. I'm never sure if that's because of the map or because we get lucky, But I've seen a lot of good games on this map.
Yeah.
Sarrel's Showtime was a good game on this map. The game I played against Scarlet, I think, was relatively interesting on this map in Valencia as well.
Yeah.
There was I want to say I saw some PvZs that were okay on it as well. I think a lot of the time is when you have harassable fourth bases and a very vulnerable fifth, you get good games. But you don't want the fourth base to be too harassable. Same with the third. Like they need to just be open for run bys.
Mm-hmm.
I think then a difficult fifth, and then you often get good maps. And I think Cosmic somewhat meets those requirements. Although the fourth and third are okay-ish to defend against run bys, I guess. It's not super close, not super far. It's playable. What do you think about them as a commentator, Wardy?
As a commentator, Cosmic?
Yeah.
I like it. I actually, for a long time, really thought this like narrow choke outside of your natural was dumb, but as nobody takes advantage of it or does anything about it, I guess I don't care anymore, so...
What do you mean, takes advantage of it? What are you supposed to do with a choke,
Well, it's
Wardy?
just like a massive choke. You put like 2 tanks there and the guy can't leave his natural.
But in what situation would this work?
Yeah,
In what?
You push, put 2 tanks there, easy.
Okay, this actually doesn't work. Yeah, I'm not surprised we haven't seen that yet.
Hey,
you mean like with it, like if they have a third already as well, and the Terran comes from that side?
Yeah.
You do see that sometimes. You see that a little bit.
Yeah, but I mean,
yeah.
I thought it was going to be worse. I thought it was going to be something that got abused more. Because it happened in the TLMC. This map got like... People just got like... were unable to leave their natural like 3 times. So...
Yeah.
I was like very biased from the games I saw. I was like, man, this made it in.
Yeah.
But I actually like it more the more that I see of it. So...
Yeah, it's a good map, I think. In general, a lot of the maps in the new pool are good. I dislike Stargazer for obvious reasons, but the rest is...
But
I'm very happy with.
the TLMC that these came from was, I think, the strongest TLMC that we've had ever. because they didn't do any dumb format. Like, you didn't have to have like 4 maps that were like specifically like testing
Yeah,
something.
like a turret tower
Yep.
and like 17 slow zones,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
a slow and a speed zone mixed.
So it was like a lot of just good maps that were unforced as well. Like, they could just do what they wanted and make good maps, and it was very noticeable. This TLMC was very good.
Oh wow, MaxPax going back to his roots. Look at that.
Yeah, Fleet Beacon second Stargate. That's definitely not one you crank out much nowadays.
Carrier Tempest, Carrier Tempest, Carrier Tempest.
Tempest.
Actually,
I think Carrier. Map's terrible for
I think it's
Tempest.
Carrier. I'm hoping for Tempest as well.
Yeah, I kind of want to see Tempest, but I mean, I don't think Tempest work on this map, so...
Yeah, I don't think so either. Well, if you can fly by into the main and then behind main and natural, but by the time you're there, the Corruptor's already out, probably, like, the map's pretty large. Yeah, it's Carriers. Oh! He needs to wait with the second Carrier. Yeah. Overlord gone. Shadow gone, now you can start it. You know that you still have vision on what gets built on the Stargate for a while, right?
Yes. For like a second
Did you
or
know
so.
that? You waited really long with the answer there. It's okay if you didn't know. Like, it's not
I-
something
no,
most people know. Oh my god, are you joking? MaxPax.
I was reading Twitch chat because there's drama, so it took me a moment to like think about what you said.
No way. He didn't scout it.
No.
What is worse than... No, more links. Okay, now he sees it.
Okay.
You can't make this stuff up.
Yeah.
He needed 2 Ling run-bys to scout it, and MaxPax allowed both Ling run-bys.
Yeah, that was really special. As we're gonna drop a Nidus instantly. He's just gonna try and get across the map and try and kill here. As we get this ready to go.
Did he cancel the carriers? What?
He's supply blocked.
Oh, the carriers are out already,
Yeah,
right?
they're in the middle of the map, mate.
Okay, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
I was like, man, are they cancelled? I got really confused there for a second. My bad. God. Okay, so this is a Nidus. Roaches get spotted as well. I have a feeling this Nidus is not going to work at all.
Yeah, I'm not really convinced by it. As we continue through, a couple Lings, Roaches in some trouble.
He's morphing a Ravager in front of his face. Like, to be fair, attacking the Ravager
It's
was
like-
not the play here. MaxPax is like,
You're like, this is
Holy
bad.
crap.
It's like the carriers just play into it. It's like, oh, okay then.
I mean, you're gonna need to get a Nidus up, but this is fairly obvious as to what is happening. MaxPax is not an idiot. He's throwing down a couple of cannons already. I don't think that the Nidus is going to get spotted though. But there's going to be 4 carriers, potentially with +1 as well. What's the queen count right now is what I'm wondering. It's like 11 or 12? It's gonna be like up to 13, 14. There's a Disruptor already coming out.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't feel good at all. Extra carriers showing up. Just needs to keep everything together, right? And not let this get too out of control. These units, where we're going to go. Okay, we're all going to move toward the third still. That's a lot of units from DRG, but I mean, Disruptors are going to make this very difficult to be successful. And the first one pops, and I mean, it feels like something's going to die here for sure. The Force Field going to stack stuff up. A couple Ravagers die. And Disruptor stays alive as well. It just feels like it takes forever for DRG to push forward.
+1 is kind of important here. If it doesn't finish, that would be huge. Got cancelled.
Yeah, cancelled.
That is big. Especially if second Disruptor also doesn't go out here. Now, there is 4 carriers still, and 1 Disruptor shot will become available again, but without +1, I think these queens actually stand a bit of a chance of clearing all the interceptors, perhaps. There's a lot of queens here, and they have +1 themselves on the range attack.
Spire coming up behind this, so DRG can get a proper answer to the mutas eventually as well, which obviously becomes pretty important too, so we'll kind of sideline that one as... For now, MaxPax is going to start having some troubles here, man. I feel like these interceptors are not going to stand up for themselves for very long, and Disruptor shot hits the middle of the Queens. I mean, that's definitely something. The Queens are getting to be low on energy as well, so it's not like there's endless transfusions available at this stage.
Yeah, there really isn't. The first few Corruptors still not on the way. What is DRG doing with his money? Look at that. He's saving up for the carrier switch, not realizing he doesn't have a Stargate nor a Fleet Beacon. Okay, here come the 10 Corruptors. Those could have started like 10-15 seconds ago already. Still feels like DRG is doing it though. Roaches are knocking on the Natural's door. Well, they've busted down that door already. There's a couple of Archons out right now. Next Disruptor shot could be big. Oh my... Oh, excuse me? That is really bad.
Yeah.
And that was an important shot.
Yep, that could have been very, very different. Yeah, I like the Archons, but... Yeah.
And if 6 carriers come out though,
think 6 will do it. And you gotta
Well,
get the
it's a
interceptors
lot of
back in as
carriers.
well. I
You
mean,
have Archons to fight Corruptors.
mhm.
You kill a couple of Queens. +1 finishes in what, like 45 seconds? No, more like 80 seconds, I guess. Yeah, that's a long
a
bit
long
away
time.
still.
I can't imagine
But
really.
DRG isn't busting right now. The Ravager
Yeah.
count is at 7. But still, okay, well, this is kind of being busted, but not like super bad either. What are these Corruptors doing? No.
Oh my god,
3
he just sat
Corruptors.
them in the Archons.
Yeah, now Zealots are being warped in. I think MaxPax might be holding this.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like it's taking forever for DRG to kind of do anything. Disrupt a shot into these Queens while the Interceptors are all out and the Queens are going to
That's it.
start dropping. Yeah, the carriers are. Should be okay now. They just need to deal with the Corruptors. The Archons are going to be there to hit the Corruptors as well. Oh my goodness. I mean, he loses a base, but he's got another base to the right side, and DRG is just losing out on everything. Felt like MaxPax had an eternity to get set up here, right? Like, the extra carriers coming out, I did not expect.
Yeah. Crazy. Imagine how different this game would have been if that +1 hadn't been cancelled at legit 0.2 milliseconds away from finishing. Like, this defense would have been so much easier. But MaxPax, this is so difficult to defend as a Protoss player because you're losing all of your production that you need to spend your money. So often what happens is you'll end up floating like 1,200 minerals because you don't really have time to add new production. And even if you do, you can't use it. So you have good eco, but you can't spend it at all. But MaxPax somehow, some way, kept his money relatively low, kept that one Disruptor alive, and now destroys DRG with a 2-0 score. Fantastic series out of MaxPax. What a dominant performance.